Welcome to Unhinged Magi! You know what's fantastic? Getting something for nothing. Yep. I know I enjoy a free burrito when I buy another burrito. And I also love when I come over to Edwin's house and he gives me free coffee. Oh my God.
It's also fun when you get to walk into a store and grab a high value item and just run like hell.
Not only that, they give it to you from the counter.
Yeah, that's right. You ask them for it and they hand it to you and then you just leave. Yeah.
It's fantastic. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, right?
Yep. So you guys have probably heard about it. There's been some big news lately. There was a card that was stolen from the Finch and Sparrow games. It was not just any card. It was the Beta Black Lotus double signed. And this has already been all over the news. So you guys have very likely heard about this topic already.
Yep, but we have some extra stuff that we can throw into the bunch.
Yep. So if everybody was piling on, and like I was too busy to make the same video everyone else was at first. I was going to make a video saying, everyone watch out for this card, you know, be aware of it. But then, like, you know, we have a small audience and much bigger people than us were already, like, you know, boosting the signal on this. So I was like, okay, I don't need to do that. But we still have some interesting things to actually say about it.
Yep.
So one thing I'll mention right off the bat is you notice that this card has the two signatures. It has the Christopher Rush signature down here and the Richard Garfield signature really lightly here. And I've heard some other YouTubers say, by the way, that this is the only card in the world signed by, and this, by the way, is the store owner of Finch and Sparrow Games, where it was actually taken. I've heard some people, other YouTubers, mention that this is the only double-signed Lotus in the world. That's literally not true.
That's not true.
I've seen other double-signed Black Lotuses like Rush and Garfield.
However, this is gold and red pens, so that makes it a little bit more different.
And like, but it's a correct thing to say that every signed one is like slightly different. Like I have the signed Lotus that I traded with Dan.
Exactly.
And I can pick that card out of 1,000 cards. If you put it in front of me, I could pick it out.
Yep, exactly.
And what I
wanted...
wanted...
the condition.
Exactly. And what I wanted to call out that's different about old schoolers that I didn't hear anybody talking about. Let me grab the window and bring it over. Okay. So this is something old schoolers actually do. This is a deck picture, and this specifically is the deck that I played in GP Vegas of 2017 for the Old School Championship, and I think it took like 5th place or something that year. And this was the
That's because he sucks.
Yeah, this is the Rug Crazies build. But here's what I want you guys to see. If we scroll in here, you see that signature on that Unlimited Lotus? That is what was my Unlimited Lotus. And you can see that Christopher Rush has a very pronounced, a very big R right there, right? It's a little different than like most of the other Christopher Rush signatures. Now, I had it validated by Christopher Rush's agent. I know it's a real signature and a real card, but that's pronounced. And old schoolers always take pictures of their decks like this, because they're very proud of their cards.
Yep.
They love their cards. They put so much effort into them. And being able to share a picture of your deck with other players in old school is like a source of pride and joy. And it's you get to appreciate other people's cards.
So let's say he sells it to an old schooler. Now, that old schooler doesn't even know that he stole the card. Let's just assume that. And then he puts it up. Well, we're going to be able to see it and pick it out of a lineup because it's going to be one of the most famous Stolen Black Lotuses ever.
Yep. And here's another picture of like a current deck that I'm playing right now. This is a Twiddle Vault deck, and there's a bunch of other signed cards inside of this deck. And like if you even look at just something simple here, like this City of Brass that has an older marked in signature, if you look at where that T crosses right on it and then how it goes through and lands like right on the number 1 for the add 1 mana. I mean, you could like just zoom in on this one section right here and you could make a strong case that like there's probably literally not another City of Brass from Arabian Nights signed in the world that has the bottom part of the T touching that exact spot on the number 1. It makes it a unique card, and that's what other people are talking about in their videos.
Yep.
But yeah, this is just what old schoolers tend to do. We take a picture of our entire deck and we like to share it back and forth with each other. So yeah, like any old schooler is going to be watching for this card because they all probably are watching these videos.
Yeah.
And if the old schooler buys it and then does a deck picture and puts it up, other people would see it and be like, "Oh my gosh, I see exactly what that is."
Okay, now here's one other thing that I was thinking about. What is the statute of limitations? This was card I'm not a lawyer in any way, so take this with a grain of salt. So the statute of limitations for a felony theft, which this would be clearly felony theft because it's over the $1,000 mark, is 3 years. So if he waits it out 3 years, he could potentially try to sell it. Now, the store owns the card. The store owner still can civilly go and get that card, right, from anybody who actually owns it, because technically they still own the card, right? Unless they've collected the insurance money for the card itself.
In which case they don't own the card
anymore. They don't own the card anymore.
But then the insurance company could go after it.
And the insurance company probably won't. That's the difference.
Why is that?
Because
I don't understand.
They won't be paying attention to it. And they won't care because it's just an item that they've insured.
Well, are you assuming that they won't because they don't know? But what if someone called the insurance company and said, "There's your card"?
They probably still won't take action because they have so many other moving parts. It's just like when you have your house like plowed off, right? Yeah. They come out and repair your roof,
right?
They don't own the house. The thing that makes them able to pay for that card is payments coming in. So they very rarely go after items. That's the thing. However,
but this is something that would be a stolen asset. That's different than like a damaged asset.
Not to insurance companies. Really, insurance companies do not care about the asset. They just pay them off and move forward.
Are you sure about that? Or
I have yet to. Have you ever heard of an insurance company going after anybody for any kind of stolen property? And cars are stolen all the time.
Well, a car is probably easy to write off. I mean, this thing could they say $40,000 is the value, and most people's
and
videos,
I guarantee they're not going to get that from the insurance company. The insurance company is not going to replace that for 40 grand unless they actually went into a deal to actually insure it for that value. I'm pretty sure they're just So, but that is the thing. That is the thing. So if they actually collect insurance money, that guy probably can sell it later in 3 years.
If that is the way that this whole thing works, that seems so wrong.
It is
because a person can steal something and then just sit on it for a few years and then get away with it.
Exactly. They also, if they come after that, okay, so let's say they don't do the insurance thing, there is no criminal charges to this guy. Mm-hmm. Once he has that card and it's out there after 3 years, well, actually probably a month, 2 months and 3 years, because they have to still do the processing for the police station. And once the processing is done, that's when the theft actually occurs.
Does the statute of limitations change based on what is stolen?
No.
Well, so you could go kidnap somebody and kill them, and then 20 years later be like, "Oh yeah, dude, I totally did."
Well, no, there are some actual statutes of limitations that never expire.
Okay, so it does matter what the crime is.
Right.
Okay.
This is theft.
Okay.
This is theft. It's grand theft. And then there's the statute of limitations in California for 3 years.
So if you could go steal the Mona Lisa out of the Louvre and then just hide it for 3 years.
Yeah. And then
or 5 years, whatever.
Well, whatever France's statutes of limitations are. They might not have a statute of limitations for fine art.
France's laws are built into it. Okay, so if you're going to go to the Smithsonian in Washington,
if you go to the Smithsonian, there is probably laws on federal. Is that part of the federal property or no?
I don't know.
Okay, so each district.
We're out of my wheelhouse talking about the legal side of this.
Each district has its own laws.
Okay.
Right? Every state has its own laws. Uh-huh. This is a card its only value is money. Mm-hmm. So therefore it's in the felony category, and their statute of limitations is 3 years. So no criminal charges will be charged after 3 years. So if they can't catch this guy before 3 years is out, it will no longer be a factor.
Wait, so are you saying that, after, if the store owner gets paid back and 3 years goes by,
if he gets paid back,
if he sees that card in his store,
he cannot,
from the guy who actually took it, he does not have the right to walk back up and take it back.
That's correct, because he has already been reimbursed for the property from the insurance company.
Okay, big disclaimer on this video, guys.
He has experienced zero loss.
We're giving you opinions here.
The store owner has been made whole. If the store owner is made whole, he does not own that property. Technically, the insurance company owns the property.
Or would it be a case that if he's made whole, he would get the card back, but it's up to him to pay the insurance company?
He would have to pay the current value of the card of that 3 year day. not the current value of what the insurance company paid him.
Wait. That you're telling me if this $40,000 is the market value of the card at this moment.
Right.
3 years from now, say that card's market value is $80,000.
Okay.
You're saying if that guy walks back in the store with that card,
yep,
and he gets that card back from that guy, he has to pay $80,000 back to the insurance company?
Yes, because it's the current value of the actual item, the market value.
Well, because you're saying technically the insurance company is the legal owner of it.
Correct.
After they've reimbursed him on it.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. But the insurance company doesn't care. So he probably...
In theory, the insurance company doesn't care. The insurance company can go and claim that card. You are correct in that matter. Insurance companies, I have yet to hear of an insurance company that does.
It's so weird. So weird. But anyways, so yeah, this card was circling the world. Everybody was talking about it. And it's interesting how all that legalese is going to like play out. I would have a hard time seeing this guy.
This guy have already been captured by now. You know,
I would actually. That's one thing I don't understand is how come the internet hasn't deduced who this person actually is and brought it up to everyone at the moment.
He had it. Can you just walk into a store and say, "Oh, that's the Black Lotus"? I mean, if you look at his screenshot, I mean, you see his entire head, his build, his clothes.
Yeah, this was Desolator Magic's video, and in Desolator Magic's video, they have the picture of the guy who actually stole the Lotus, and then Rudy even did a video on it as well. And you can see the picture of the guy who stole the Lotus in Rudy's video as well. And then this is the actual website for the gaming store that owned the card that was stolen, Finch and Sparrow Games. And they are located in Signal Hill, California.
So the good news is for them, if they don't ever collect insurance money, they can get that card back whenever it shows up. Mm-hmm. Because all they have to do is prove ownership. And then that right there is the easiest way to prove ownership.
Wow. That is just, this is so crazy. Like the permutations that this thing has. We're going to have to come back and revisit this if there's ever any like updates to this video on it. But anyways, yeah, for all you old schoolers, I would recommend continuing to take pictures of like the deck list that you're playing with. Also,
don't hand people your Black Lotus if you're in a store.
Yeah, don't. Be really careful with your cards, guys. Seriously. Be really careful with them.
To me, that's just crazy.
Yeah, go ahead and be a little skeptical of like where you go with your cards and the people that are around you and like what's happening. You know, keep that in your head, what's actually going on.
I mean, he doesn't really look like he's running. He's just walking.
Yeah, well, maybe that was when he walked in. I don't know. Desolator Magic was saying that you could see that card in his hand and that he was holding it on the way out right there. But I don't know. Like, I don't know, have that level of detail. Anyways, interesting discussion point. I want to know what you guys think about this. Have you been hearing about it?
Do you think he's going to be captured anytime soon?
And do you know who it is? Is there some later news on this that we haven't heard about yet? Put it below.
Exactly. Because this is interesting. This is very interesting.
Yeah. And I got to go look up all those things that you were saying about who owns it, legal liability, all that. So that was crazy to me. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Talk to you soon.